Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the good old-fashioned solo shuffle. And the next video I do will be working on the sub-rogue shadowy door. So with the sub-rogue, you basically don't want you want to get as much mastery as possible, meaning you don't even want to use 2-set. You want to get as much mastery as possible, because the 2-set, the 4-set is kind of irrelevant for sub. You just want to go with the max mastery. So, if you want to work on that, go ahead and do it. It'll definitely enhance your tech. Because I went from 60% mastery to about 70, and my tech was going from, 120 to about 210. So, I'm going to try to get around, 80% or so. But let's get into the video here. So, as Assassination, I've been trying to play good, like in Arena. And as Assassination Rogue, when you're in solo shuffle, don't really do that. Your main goal is Assassination. You want to bleed both targets and then sit on the main target. Really, the entire time. The only time you want to line is if your healer CC'd or they're bursting. Other than that, just sit on the target, kidney off DR, and you're chilling. So, just make sure you're kidneying off DR. Now, usually, you like to blind the opener. Now, if my priest would have purged, so now he just did. The problem with playing with some people is, as you can see, my warlock's fearing the healer. The problem with that is I have a full blind. So I'm sitting there trying to get a blind off the entire game. I have never been so tilted in my life. Dude, I've just never in my life saw a warlock that would not fear anything but the one person I was going to fear. So I have to tell him to stop fearing. Midway, I almost die. Because I have to sit there and tell a person how to play at 3100. So, pretty much, we're just sitting on the elite, doing damage. Now, I will say, the last game was definitely on me. I thought something else was going to happen. I thought, we were pushing in, and then I ended up going out there, and I ended up just dying, because they fake did it. They acted like they were going out with me, and then they just ran back to the pillar. And then I ended up just getting absolutely, I got my back blown out. That's kind of sus. I ain't gonna lie about that one. But yeah, pretty much you're just looking for those gouges on the healer when you can, and then kidneys on the Ellie. So even now, like, I should have already had a kidney on the Ellie. Now, you just need to be kidneying off DR. Even if you don't even if you ratio your bleeds off, dispose your bleeds, every single kidney, shiv, and do damn. So here I end up actually getting a, 2-second death mark here. Because that's really the only time you're going to be able to get it, is whenever you just do it while everything's CC'd and the guy doesn't have racial. So here, pretty much, we're in a really bad spot, but so are they. At this point, he's not going to be able to heal the damage, and we just take him out. And yes, this is Sturge. Now, I will say, I have to actually... it was so annoying. Listen, if you're playing a Warlock, do not fear the healer whenever you're playing with a Rogue. It means I'm going to be sapping. So, I was fumed. You guys have no idea. I ended up actually messaging the priest to tell the Warlock. Because I almost ended up messaging the wrong Warlock that waved at me. That would have been awkward. And obviously, I don't really cut any of my videos like that. So, you guys will see me here and I tell him to stop fearing. Or actually, I tell the priest to tell him that because I can't message the Warlock because he doesn't say a word. So, it do be like that. This guy says lol because he knows what's goody. Pretty much, you're going to go in, try to sap. The problem with people is they never let you sap. So I could have ran up the straight. The problem with running straight through the middle is the totems. The totems can reach so far as an Ellie that you just get rooted and you're not getting anything. So we end up cheap shotting the priest. We actually get an insane trap off that, so it doesn't really matter. So here I should have already blinded. So off that trap, I should have blinded. I think I was waiting for me to bleed and then kidney, so I didn't blind without having any CC. So we ended up getting trinket. I don't even know what he trinket. So at this point in time, we're gonna run, we're gonna heal up, and then we're gonna go out there blind and then do damn. Never mind, we're going to die. So my guy forgot to click the good old fashioned turtle yell, and we end up getting taken out. So yeah, I'd say a mistake there was definitely not blinding, but yeah, we definitely had the win. All we had to do was click turtle and just wait to not die. And I guess it was too hard to ask for that. So we ended up losing that round, which is the one round that I ended up losing 2 rounds. That was the first one, and then we ended up losing the last one because, I made a educated guess, and I ended up guessing wrong. It happens. It is what it is. So I end up sapping the Evoker here. We're going to get those Garrotes off so we can get it instantly, get that Kidney off. You want to try to Kidney it as soon as you get that Garrote off. And as you can see, you want to be using... Now, see, I was trying to save my blind for like a good thing, but Solo Shuffle is not Arena. Solo Shuffle is a different playstyle because the dampening goes up so quick, you have to play really weirdly. So it's not about really... It's just... There's like a certain pattern for each class, and for Rogue, you need to be using your blind on the opener almost every time. So whether it's a sap blind or it's a blind sap, you need to be... Well, obviously, they're probably going to trinket the blind, but you want to get that trinket out of the way. So then you can, gouge or fear or, or Kinium, all that good stuff. So if we say we're going lock, all I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be sitting on this Warlock. Unless my healer CC'd, I'm going to be out here the entire time just pumping, keeping my bleeds up, and that's pretty much it. Here I end up smoke bombing before the stun, so they don't get anything off for the stun here. So I end up actually getting a really good smoke bomb there. And pretty much, that's basically all there is to Assassination Rogue. Now, I see my guy get trapped, so I'm going to line here. So I'm kind of lining my healer, but at the same time, I have to line this MM, or else I'm just going to get pumped. I still have Vanish. I end up actually using my Vendetta. I could have gouged first, but I kind of knew it was just going to get... or I could have waited for, maybe a Fear or something, but, whatever. Pretty much, Death Mark's a CD used to get another CD, so... Usually it's not. You usually won't kill on a Death Mark. Now sometimes you're not placed face an Evoker or something like that. You will. But yeah, usually I just use your Death Mark on your blind go or like the second go or whenever the target that you has no trinket. That's a good Death Mark time too. But yeah, it's pretty useless. Death Mark is like the one of the worst cooldowns that have ever been designed. It's just so much counter. It just gets dispelled by everything, so it's pretty bad. So we end up getting the good old-fashioned dub. Now, we're going Ellie, so this is actually, they're playing a really good comp. But, pretty much you're going to go in there, we're going to sap the Evoker, we're going to garrote both the casters, and then sit on this Ellie like there's no tomorrow. Now, if you're playing Assassination Rogue, that's all you're doing. You're going to be garroting. It's pretty basic. I mean, Solo Shuffle for every class is usually just like the same thing over and over. There's really, once you can get down that basic rotation of what to do, it's not hard. Like, if you're just watching what I'm doing, if you just do this, then you'll be solid. It's pretty easy. Here he ends up actually getting the shields off, so there's nothing I can do about it. I end up sapping the Warlock here, because you obviously want to try to sap something. We end up kindling here. He ends up gripping him into the open, which is kind of awkward for them. Usually you want to, when you're facing an MM hunter, you want to grip him to LOS. So, it's, I don't know what, maybe he was trying to like grip him, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So my guy ends up getting a full trap here, which was pretty insane. We actually end up getting wall as well. And then I'm going to blind off that. Now, I don't have a mouse that can target, and I can't use my F1, 2, or 3 because my fingers are too big and my keyboard's too small. So they're too near, like they're right next to my 1, 2, 3. So I tried targeting, and it's my fingers are too big. I'll accidentally like click something else because like one of my fingers are like two of the F1s and F2s. So yeah, in the future I'll definitely need to get a mouse with some keybinds on it so that I can not have to click. But here he ends up dispelling my Death Mark again, which is it is what it is. Honestly, I thought he was gonna trinket, but I guess he knew it was gonna get dispelled. I end up actually gouging his one spell, which is basically dispels everything. And at this point, we're looking pretty bad, but at the same time, they are too. They have 0 cooldowns. If we just apply pressure, get another trap off DR, we're gonna win. Or if we fear right now. So if we get a fear right now, it would be great. So we just fear into a trap, win the game. So here, he ends up stunning into a full trap. So yep, he gets a full trap, and then after that, we're pretty much just gonna keep pumping him, and he's not gonna live. If his CD's coming off, you're not living at 30% GG's. And I did try some Wrestler Shaman. I ended up going 6-0, and then I got into another lobby at 2. Why? For some reason, 1900 and 2050, 2K, the 2K MMR bracket feels like I'm playing at 1400. I have never in my life, had teammates, like I had those teammates. Like, you have people backpedaling stuff, playing like a DH or something. I had Frost Mages, a Warlock that got kicked and just went in wall. He got kicked and then started backpedaling to the wall, and I was like, jeez. Like, sometimes as a healer, like I haven't even played a high CR, so like it's rough. It is rough. I can definitely see healers, not wanting to play, and that's the reason DPS queues are so long. So here, as you can see, you want to blind instantly. You want to use that blind right off the bat. So then you usually will trade Trinket for it. Here, he ended up holding it. We ended up getting wall from the Shaman. That's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes he's going to be able to hold it, especially if he get walls at 100%. And pretty much, my guy, they end up doming and walling and PSing on the same go. So this is one go here still, and we've gotten a lot of cooldowns. So pretty much, I'm sitting pillar, waiting for my healer to get ready, and then we're waiting for those kidneys. I'm basically out there for them kidneys off DR, and then we're just keep going. You want a kidney off DR though. So as soon as that DR is off, kidney. Whether you have no bleeds or not, just get the kidney off. Get the kidney and then into a shiv, GG's. That's all you gotta do. Because then your teammates, it's a 3v3 basically, so your teammate will be able to pump. Even if you don't have that much damage, your teammate usually will. Especially if you see the amount of damage people are pumping now, it's pretty crazy. So here I end up Vanish Corroding to keep everyone low. Because the main goal is PvE. Now I end up almost getting 130 here. But I end up death marking and absolutely just destroying him. Because he has no racial, there's nothing he can do. He ends up swapping, I'm still on him. There's nothing he's doing about this. I end up instantly gouging him. And he actually ends up surviving possibly here. I don't know how he survives right here. All we need to do is, I guess we did trap maybe. So here I end up getting mind games. I get an instant dispel. And we actually end up not killing him here. I don't know how he even lived there. That was an insane kiting. So here I ended up wanting to go out, and then I kind of didn't want to go out because I was like, yo, does he have grip? Because I'm not tracking it. Here we end up swapping to the hunter here, almost killing him. I end up almost dying. He ends up kill-shotting through the shield just in time. That would have killed me, actually, if he didn't grip me like that. In this situation, you gotta wait, get full HP, and then wait for a step, and then step Kenny. And then you do have blind, so the next time you can reach this guy, you're gonna blind the healer. So I have no steps. I'm going out there, so this is a bad thing here. You don't want to go out with a step because this is what happens. I end up almost dying here. Cheat death procs. I instantly go and blind the healer here, and then we just kill him before he kills me. So yeah, you definitely don't want to go out there without a step. So I tried to just go out there because I knew by the time I would have had step, the dampening would have been like 5+. And right there, if it was 5+, my guy would not have been able to heal me and I would have just died. So it's like we either go there or we wait the 5% damp because the higher the dampening goes, the faster it goes. So it just keeps racking and racking and racking. So here we're going to go Warlock. Always go the fat casters. Especially like if there's an Ellie and a lock on a team, usually you're going to go Ellie. Just because the Ellie just takes unhealable dam. Just comps like that in general are just really, really hard to beat because they just do so much output of damage. It's just pretty crazy. Especially this guy's not even Destro. So, like, if he was Destro, it'd be pretty crazy. So here we're going to go Warlock, pretty much just sitting on, and I'm pretty sure this is the game that, we ended up doing everything good until I stepped to the Warlock, thinking that I had my team behind me, and then they swapped back, they juked me, and I should have just went the Hunter. And I look back on that, it is what it is. So, sometimes it happens, it is going to happen, actually. I was actually expecting to go rip there, so I ended up using my step instead. And then my Ellie actually almost ends up dying here, so they're absolutely just pumping us. I end up disarming the Hunter, putting some bleeds on him before I go in the lock. I end up kindling the lock. As I said, you want to try to get those kidneys off whenever it's off DR. Even if you don't have any damage or any bleeds on it, who cares? Like I said, I just got PS from a kidney that we didn't even do anything with. We got PS. We got double PS from just that one kidney. So really, really nothing. And we've already gotten both PSs out of the way. So at this point, we're just pumping him, kidneying right off DR. He ends up trinketing. And this is where pretty much we go to line. And as you can see, it looks good and then it looks bad. So the Hunter's on the left side, which I'm looking at back. I should have just went the Hunter because the lock was starting to peel back. The good thing about it is I thought they would have CC'd the healer because their healer was right next to us. And then the Warlock was on the entire other side of the pillar. So, and it was so high of dampening, as you can see, with a shiv, there's just no way he's going to live. But, yeah, I look back at it, I definitely, should have just went the Hunter. I thought something was going to happen, and then it ended up not. I actually get a really, really good pre. So here I end up actually pre-lining the entire CC go, everything. So I end up see, that's when he used grip right there. He used grip when he was right next to me. That's why I didn't think. See, I end up running here. I should have went hunter. So look, we go in all together, and then I step him, and then they went back. So I'm like, yo, where's the team at? And look, they're just sitting behind a pillar. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. GG's.